has being impatient worked for you? Ask yourself that question. How has being frustrated and becoming impatient and trying to do things even more intensely worked for you? Has it paid off for you? Has it been this increase in intensity, or has it been an increased focus on the daily actions, the consistent actions towards your goal? And 9 out of 10 of my clients will say the same thing. They'll say, I just focused in a little bit more on the daily things that I was doing. They didn't have to double the amount of exercise they did. They didn't have to cut their calories in half. They didn't have to work out twice a day. They didn't have to move out into a different apartment so they can sleep more. They didn't have to be like that. And those actions often come from being impatient. And being impatient, often this frustration builds up, and then you start to have these actions that sort of backfire, these self-sabotage, if you want to call it that. How has being impatient worked for you? That's the real question here. Because I know most people would say it hasn't. And that's why I say settle in. This is a plan for a lifestyle change. And that might seem daunting. It might sound like a lot of change. And it might sound like it'll take a long time. But it'll be permanent change. And that's what you're actually looking for. You want to lose the weight. You want to gain the muscle. You want to feel better. You want to have more energy. But you don't want it for 2 weeks only. So why not focus on a change that requires some patience, some consistent action, some day-to-day focus, rather than trying to put more frustrating effort, more intensity, more just doubling down? Because how has being impatient worked for you? For most people, it hasn't. That 1 out of 10, it might have worked. That was luck. Because if you're a betting person, you're not going to go with the 1 out of 10 opportunity. You're going to go with what is tried, tested, and proven. So instead of being impatient, be consistent. Try to flip it to be a little bit more patient. But that only happens or can be circumvented in a way by being a little bit more disciplined. And by discipline, it's like just getting in and doing the actions on a daily basis. And it's not a lot of big actions. It's these consistent small actions that build up and have a compounded effect. And that will help you to be a little bit more patient. You'll see some changes and you'll get to your result. Because again, how has being impatient worked for you?